Hello. I don't even know if this is working. How's the volume? What rear end is in my car? Very first question. It's a Moser Ford 9-inch. Damn. I thought it'd take a long time to, get people in here, but apparently not. So how's the volume? Seriously. Because it seems like every video I make, the volume's too quiet. Nice NS boost. Sounds like a nice car. Volume's good. You vape too? Awesome. I vape. I vape during every single video. I just, don't show you guys. I used to smoke a pack a day. That's the only reason. Alright, well, this was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. This was really just a test, to test the waters, see how this was going to go. But, I mean, while we're here, if you guys want to ask any questions, I mean, I'm going to drink a beer either way, but I do appreciate all you guys, thanking me for the videos and all that. I really do appreciate it. Can you hook a receiver up to any quad? I mean, I would say as long as it runs, Betaflight, CleanFlight, iNav, RaceFlight, whatever. I mean, it's not going to be as easy trying to hook it up to like a store-bought Amazon or just a store-bought drone. My favorite frame, as of right now, it's the AUK 210. I love this thing. It's a bit heavier than what most people... Sorry, I'm still not used to the live stream because during this part right here where I'm saying I cut that part out of my videos, and that's why my videos are so short. But so I can't do that here. So sorry. AUK 210. I love it. I love the Hellbender. All three of these right here are Hellbenders. That's probably, well, I would say the Hellbender was my second favorite, but ever since I tested out that brand new, the Velorum 6-inch, well, it's a 5-inch, but I put 6-inch arms on it. This is now my second favorite. I mean, for 16 bucks, you can't beat it. And by the way, I did not stop the How to Build a Multi-Rotor video series. That is still, we are just beginning, so don't think that I stopped there. I'm only taking a break because this week was my, last week was the last week of exams. So this week I'm just trying to, kick back, relax, take it easy, kind of reset myself, and then we will get... Will I have your kids? Fat Kid Joey. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, check it out. He's a funny guy. He also does the Joe and Joe Show on Facebook. I love they do live streams, so hey, maybe one day I can be on y'all's Joe and Joe show or something. We'll figure it out. Yeah, 16 bucks for a frame is lunch money. I mean, and for 16 bucks, you can't beat that frame. What's the name of my second quad for $16 and where? Oh, the Velorum. It's the frame that I'm doing the How to Build a Multi-Rotor video series on. It's one of the two frames. Yeah, just go to ReadyMade RC and it's 16 bucks. Did you mention? Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with you guys. How did I start a stream the same time as Boba Fett? I'm not sure. I'm gonna, honestly, I think I've watched this channel before, but I'm gonna have to check it out. Chai Stai, what questions do you have on the DYS flight controller? Yeah, like I said, I wasn't planning on starting at the same time as Boba Fett. I just I just bought this camera today, this webcam, because apparently my $1,500 camera that I use for every video, you can't live stream with this. Imagine that. Do I like the Betaflight flight controller? Yeah, it's a great flight controller. I mean, the only difference between it and the DYS F4, the Omnibus, and all that is it has an F3 processor. But with the recent revision, well, since Betaflight 3.1, the F3 processor, as long as it has SPI, not as I2C, but as long as it has SPI, it's going to run just as good as any F4 flight controller. So yeah, I do like the Betaflight F3, great flight controller. As long as it has the built-in OSD, I'm all about it, because that OSD is like the #1 feature I look for in a flight controller nowadays. Yeah, it is a pain to solder to the grounds on both of those flight controllers, the DYS and the Betaflight F3. It's because the copper is a lot thicker. Quirk, I have not seen a DYS F4 V2, but the V1 does 8K, so I'm not sure what's going on there. The Nito frames, I think the Nito frames are pretty cool. They're pretty neato. I've never used one, so I can't really say too much about them. When I'm in a car with air-conditioned seats, does it make my ass feel wet? I can't answer that because I actually don't own a car with air conditioning, unfortunately. I'm working on that right now. That's my next goal in life, to buy a normal person car. I used to have a normal person car that I drove every day until my ex-wife stole it from me. So now I'm driving a race car every single day. Have I tried 3-inch? Yes. That sounded weird. Yeah, I have a few 3-inch quads. I mean, they don't carry GoPros, and nowadays with everyone doing freestyling and stuff, sharing your HD video is kind of the thing to do. So I do enjoy 3-inch quads. I just don't show them on this channel that much. I've got Ghost and On, will I have your babies? And then Joe asked if I'd marry him, so yeah, I'm just going to marry and have everybody's babies. Omnibus F7 about to hit the website. There actually is. Oh, that's from White Spy too, so yeah. I thought that was a joke, but since White Spy said it, it's probably true. So guys, get ready for a F7 Omnibus. There is one other F7 board on the market right now. I can't remember the name of it, but if you go into the firmware tab on Betaflight, you'll find it in there. Yeah, Canyon Racer. I do love the Cricket, and I do understand the TBS has smart audio and it's controllable from your OSD and sticks and all that. And that is an amazing feature. It's just kind of like outweighing, because I use the Hellbender frames, the Alt 210 frames, and the new Valorum frame. All three of these frames accept the Cricket, and to where the Cricket bolts into the top plate. And so it's kind of like, do I want a VTX that bolts into place, or do I want to zip tie a VTX in place and be able to control all of my VTX stuff from the sticks? So it's kind of, I mean, you can't lose either way. It's win-win either way. The Cricket is kind of heavy though, so you will save some weight. And a lot of people are, it seems like a lot of people have been talking about weight lately on my videos, but I'm really not concerned with weight because I do freestyling. In fact, I like the feel of a 350 gram quad, 350 to even 400 grams over a 250 gram quad. If I were racing, then it would be, I would shoot for 250 grams, but when I'm freestyling, I shoot for about 350 to 400, but preferably 350. Josh McCloyd, what's my thoughts on 3D flying? I would love to try it, honestly. I've never done it. I keep telling myself I'm going to buy the parts needed to do it, and I just have not got around. What's that girl's name? I'm subscribed to her. I just can't remember her name right now, but she's an awesome 3D pilot. I love watching her videos. G Nice, have I ever dabbled in a 6-inch frame? Yep. The Valorum that I'm doing the build series on right now, I put 6-inch arms on that one. I don't use tri-blade props though. I use the bi-blades, 6-inch or 60-45 bi-blades. Says, sorry, these comments are going too fast. Arvind KM says he's new to the hobby and has a Runcam Swift V2. He needs to use the OSD. It says it has a built-in OSD. It does have a built-in OSD, but the only thing you're going to see is voltage. So if you do care about throttle position, current, all that good stuff, you're not going to get it with that. It's just voltage. How many builds have I done? I don't know. I mean, I have more quads than these. And by the way, let me clear this up. I'm actually making a video tomorrow where I'm going to give you guys a whole walk around through my my room, my professional studio, which is my apartment bedroom, and show you guys around. I am not trying to be cocky and throw myself up on the wall and be like, oh, look how much stuff I own, look how many quads I have. That is not the case. I just literally ran out of room. Like, I can't even walk through here. Actually, here, I'll just show you guys right now. So I had to put these on the wall because normally these would be in my bed, which my bed is right here. And this is where I work, by the way. So you guys think I have a really nice studio? Nope. In my apartment, right next to my bed. And it's always this messy. This half is for my mess. The other half is where I sleep. And that's why I don't have any girls ever come over. Ever. No girls whatsoever, period. Because, well, my quads are taking up my bed. So yeah, that's why I put these on the wall finally, because I just ran out of room. And you probably saw my airplane. I got one up, but I have two more that I have to put up. I just haven't done it yet. By the way, I have this camera on top of a box, so professional quality right there for you. Let's see. Yep. Tim Germanov, I hope I said that right. Yeah, that's a 3D printer. I did a video on it. I don't know, what was that, last week? It's okay. It's the Anycubic i3 Mega. It was like 450 bucks, but it does really good. I mean, it's my first 3D printer, so I can't tell you that much about it. It's been working great for me. Haven't had any problems. Girls only transmit diseases. That is true. That's the only thing they give. They take everything. They take your car, they take all your money, they take your house, and then they just they leave you with a disease. That's true. Lucio Goglim, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that one. Have I tested race flight? Thoughts? Yes, I have been testing race flight. And I did one video, beta flight versus race flight, and it was not my opinions. I try to leave my opinions out of this. I just wanted to leave the facts and let you decide which one would be better for you guys. I ended up deleting that video because it turned into a war zone in the comments. which was not my intent. Just being real with you guys, just one-on-one. I'm not right now. I am not crazy about race flight. I mean, the performance is there definitely, but for me, it's like if I use race flight, I only get one choice in flight controllers. Where if I use Betaflight, I have like 30 different choices of flight controllers. Some of them have built-in OSDs. Some of them have built-in voltage regulators. You know, this and that, where you just get the revolt with race flight. And then on top of that, I mean, last time I checked, I haven't checked in a bit, but last time I checked, on-screen displays weren't even working with race flight. So if you want to know what your voltage is, you either have to use a buzzer or a camera with a built-in OSD, like the Swift 2 or the Monster 2 or something like that. So between not many choices in flight controllers, no OSDs, no, you know, there's no features going yet. I mean, yeah, I think they got telemetry finally working, but I'm just going to give it some time. I'll come back to race flight. I'm still going to give you guys a full race flight video series, but I mean, still in the beta testing, so there's no point in me making those videos right now. And to be honest, I'm not really interested in trying it right now. Have I flown with KISS? Yeah, I mean, KISS is good. I haven't used it. Last time I used it was when they were charging you. Like, you had to purchase this thing. If you wanted to upgrade the firmware of your ESCs, they charged you for it. I don't know if they still do that or not. Like I said, it's been a long time since I tried KISS. But, I mean, the way I see it, Betaflight gives me everything I want and more. Betaflight even gives me stuff that I didn't even, I don't even ask for or care about. But, and not only that, but I mean, just talking about KISS and raceflight, for me, it's like I try to master one thing, like get really, really good at one thing. And if I were to spread myself out throughout all these different things, then that would hurt you guys because I wouldn't bring as quality content. I wouldn't make that great videos because I'm spread so thin. So right now, I just focus on Betaflight and all of Betaflight's branches, which is CleanFlight. CleanFlight 2.0 just released, so we will be seeing some CleanFlight videos coming back. I actually started, not this channel, but my old channel that got deleted because of my ex-wife. That channel was all about CleanFlight until Betaflight came around. But yeah, Betaflight, CleanFlight, and iNav is a branch of Betaflight as well, and other stuff like that. Have I had any problems with Betaflight 3.1.7? The only thing I've noticed, and I mean, I'm sure it's not just going to be all across the board. It's going to come down to what flight controller you used in firmware. But I know, like the Omnibus firmware, the inverter is not working for S-Bus, so you guys should be aware of that. And it doesn't just affect the Omnibus; it also affects any flight controller borrowing firmware from the Omnibus, which will be the DYSF4, the Asgard. Who named that thing? And any others. I know there's a bunch of them borrowing firmware from it. So, but I use iBus with my Turnkey Evolution, so it really doesn't bother me any. Other than that, I haven't noticed any problems with 3.1.7. Have I ever looked into power interruption to protect from water damage, like MOSFETs or No, I really don't waterproof anything. When reading that, I think you're talking about like a fuse or something like that. Could you use a fuse? Maybe. I mean, a fuse might work. But personally, I don't bother, and I don't bother with waterproofing anything because I never crash into water. Sometimes I crash into mud, and I've never had anything fry from mud though. And even if something does fry, like I said, I repair everything, and repairs are no big deal for me. So that's why I don't even bother with waterproofing. I mean, I got a bunch of fried ESCs right here that I'm about to do repairs on. Which, by the way, I will be making videos on this, to show you guys. But those videos will be after I finish the how to build a multi-rotor video series. We just, that video, I just have to add in the receiver, and then after that, then we'll start the whole Betaflight and the Build Hella Sweet series of videos, and then we'll go from there to PID tuning, and that's pretty much how that's going to work. And by the way, the only reason I just abruptly stopped that video series is because I did the how to build series with this guy, the Banggood build, and the Valorum, but I just could not wait to fly the Valorum because every Sunday myself and Matt and Ray, we all go flying together, and I just couldn't wait to fly it because it was right there. All I had to do was add a receiver and then give it a little bit of a tune, and but yeah, I ended up destroying the flight controller. So I ordered another Dodo flight controller and then paid for like expedited shipping, and it's actually going to be here tomorrow. What's up, Cody? Do I have any tips on what to focus on learning while just starting out? I mean, that's a tough one. Just don't fry anything when you're first starting out. Everyone fries stuff all the time. Also, as far as crashing, don't fly too high. You would think that the higher you fly, and if you're trying to learn how to fly and you're that high, then you might be safer because by the time you hit the ground, you might have time to recover it or something, but that never really works out. So just stay low to the ground because you're going to crash either way. And the lower you are, the better. Mike Cap says 3.1.7D terms pretty high compared to earlier versions. That's probably true because I know, and this actually is something I've been wanting to talk about. I know a lot of guys have been complaining about the Betaflight's default settings, not just PIDs, but settings in general, being too relaxed and not good enough. And this is why I made that Betaflight versus Raceflight video, because so many people seem to think that Raceflight's better. And I mean, that's just an opinion, and there's no such thing as one opinion. I mean, an opinion can't be right or wrong. So I don't go by opinions. I go by facts. And in that video I said, I don't know if you guys watched it or not. Like I said, it's deleted now because things went crazy. But I said that Betaflight's default settings are very relaxed, and Raceflight settings are more aggressive. So that's why they just hop right onto Raceflight from Betaflight, and they're like, wow, what a difference. Raceflight is 10 times better than Raceflight. It's amazing. It changed my life. When in reality, for one, you should be tuning your PIDs, filters, rates, all that on your own anyway. And by the time you tune both of these, they're going to be exactly the same. But people don't see that. They see that Raceflight is better than Betaflight because the default settings are more aggressive. And people started complaining about Betaflight's settings being too relaxed, and that is why they I mean, I didn't notice that in 3.1.7, but I mean, if that is true, that's understandable because so many people would be complaining about how relaxed it is, so they probably did increase the D. You guys have a lot of good questions, but I'm trying to keep it to like something that's something I can answer really quick, not spend like 30 minutes on. Who's my favorite YouTube channel? That one is really hard. I watch a little bit of everything. I mean, if I just sit down and I just have spare time to spend, and I can watch anything. Of course, I watch the Rotor Riot videos and Mr. Steel and Matty Stunts. I gotta say my favorite. Well, I can't. My favorite freestyling pilot is probably Matty Stunts. My favorite racing pilot is probably Ockbots. But if I can just sit down and watch anything at all, I watch a lot of H3, and what's his name? Guy, I can't even remember his name right now. Oh, let me look. Yes, it's not even gonna let me look. But yeah, mostly H3, people like that. Joshua Bartle. Yes, I do watch Joshua Bartle's videos. He does have great videos. I mean, I don't watch his videos for like information purposes. I just like to see his opinion, his standpoint and view on certain things, and compare it to mine. And I would say like 95% of the time we agree on everything. So I watch his videos just because it's entertaining for me, just to see where he stands. David Downs says I have a great voice for doing videos. Thank you. I actually have like a speech impediment. I don't know if you guys noticed that. That's another reason why there's so many cuts in my videos. I'm not even reading that one. How's my head not melon size with a brain that big? I'm really not that smart of a guy. I'm just good at one thing, and that's about it. Well, this and I used to be a mechanic. I'm really good at building race cars and welding and stuff like that. But yeah, that's about it. I pretty much suck at life. Angle or acro mode to begin? I know a lot of people say just start off in acro. Um, because they say that if you start off in angle, then that will hurt you. But I don't know. I guess I gotta disagree. I would say start off in angle. Well, not angle. Maybe horizon. Start off in horizon. I think that'd be better. Just don't move your sticks towards the ends, or you will do a flip and crash. But I would say that if you go into a flight simulator on your computer, then practice an angle, but then in real life use horizon, and then kind of mix the two, and then you'll start flying acro in no time. How's it going being single? It's amazing because see my ex-wife, she never worked, she never had a job, so I was supporting the both of us. So having twice as much money as I used to, it's an amazing thing. Oh, Raj Gunna Salin says, when am I designing my own flight controller, ESCs, and etc. etc.? That's a great question. I've actually started already. It's something I've been doing for a long time. I'm a student going to college for electrical engineering, and making my own flight controller is one thing that I've been. Uh, see, well, I'm actually going to explain everything in the video I'm making tomorrow, which is going to be like my 10,000 subscriber, thank you or whatever. Uh, but I'm going to school for electrical engineering, and if I get a real electrical engineering job, that'd be great. But if not, then I could totally stick in this whole multi-rotor community and get a job doing that, and start producing my own parts, you know, like making flight controllers, ESCs, video transmitters, all that stuff. So I've gone ahead and started. Now, when will you see one? That one I can't answer. It's hard enough trying to keep up with all these other companies and manufacturers because, you know, they have like tens or hundreds of people designing, you know, working together to design something, where here it's just me on my own. And, you know, I'm doing my best, but it's so hard to keep up with just me. But one day there will be a Blue Falcon flight controller, and probably more than that. Hey, what's up, Tommy Smith? His wife is awesome. She gave me the best beef stew I've ever had in my life. Oh, and Pepper FPV, that's my brother, by the way, guys. Why is there no product in my hair? Pepper FPV, his real name is Matt. That's my brother. And he says, why is there no product in my hair? Actually, I was riding the motorcycle today, and this is just what the motorcycle did. I don't care to have YouTube hair or anything like that. I just sat down and started recording. Zephyr says they're drinking too. Heck yeah. I mean, it's that time, right? Zach asked, what state am I from? South Carolina. That's not just the state where I'm from. That's the state where I'm in right now. Lexington, South Carolina. That's where myself, Pepper FPV, like I said, that's my brother, and Ray Steele, which that's his name, Ray Steele. The three of us live here, and you know we fly with each other, you know, every Sunday. So I've left some links on some videos to both their YouTube channels. They're a lot more entertaining than I am. I'm more scientific, and you know I enjoy learning and getting information across. These two guys will like break my door down with their pants off and wake me up like that or something. You know, just crazy stuff. David Downs asks, do I have any tips to help with PIDs? Like I said, with this multi-rotor build series, now that we have the multi-rotors built, except for the receiver, got to finish up that, but then we're going into beta flight, the setup and all that stuff, and then we'll get into PIDs. So I'll make all kinds of PID tuning videos for you guys. Who flies the best? Matt, Pepper FPV. He is the best of the three of us. He's kind of like our, he's our good pilot, like a really good pilot. Ray is kind of like our 3D printing, and he does like routing stuff, and he has these like laser machines that cut stuff out. So he's kind of like our building guy, and then I'm kind of like the information guy. So the three of us together, we're kind of like a team, I guess you could say. What's up, Drone Rodeo? He lives here too. Yeah, he's one of the guys. Drone Rodeo and Tommy Smith and a few others. They're guys that we met here on the channel and then met up in person. And so we started flying with these guys too. Zephyr says teams are the way to go. That is correct, because the three of us, we help each other out, and it's not just helping each other out and all that, but it's also just buying stuff in bulk. You buy stuff in bulk, you get it cheaper. But you know, instead of buying stuff individually, and then you know you just split it among yourselves, so it saves money too. Drew Hampton asks, what are my opinion on goggles and how overpriced they are, and would I still recommend Fat Sharks? I would say that I mean, a goggle is a goggle when it comes down to it. I mean, as long as you are in the hobby and you enjoy the hobby, then it really doesn't matter. I do think Fat Shark goggles are overpriced, but at the same time, I'm still willing to pay that price because just keeping something this small in my bag and, going out wherever, it's worth it to me instead of having something this big, which is going to take up like an eighth of my bag. So I'm really, yeah. I mean, I'd still pay the money for Fat Shark goggles, not the $500 HD threes, but I use the I mean, you can if you want, but I use the Dominator V3s, and for like $350, and they work great. What's the best QX7 case? Honestly, couldn't tell you because I don't have a case for my QX7. Actually, I do. Give me 1 second. So it's not specifically for the QX7, but this is what I've been using for all of my transmitters. You can get this from like every store, Amazon, eBay, probably even Banggood, you name it. They have these things everywhere, and they're pretty cheap too. But what I normally do, there's enough room in here to fit the QX7. And then there's a perfect amount of space remaining right here for my Fat Shark goggles. So I've got my transmitter and goggles in the same case. And then I also throw in a couple antennas inside this pouch. So it's a nice solution. But yeah, I mean, I want to say that case was only like, I don't know, 20 bucks, something like that. It's pretty cheap. Maybe, I don't know, it could be 30. I can't remember. What brushless micro would I recommend? I mean, they're all about the same to me. I mean, Ray Steele, he's like balls deep in micro builds, and I mean, I like him, but I'm not obsessed with him like he is. But I mean, I think the tiny whoops are cool. I also have a bunch of ones that I just piece the parts together. I made two with the King Kong frame that only cost $5 off of Banggood. So I mean, I don't think you can go wrong either way. Now 2S brushed builds, my God, those things surprise me. Those things are fast. Like they go as fast as my full size 3S builds. The thing is, they don't last that long. I don't think they were made for 2S. How about the mods on the Trans antenna? Is it a good idea? From Peter Davies. I mean, I did it to my QX or X9D. I mean, I did my bond a little bit different from everyone else. This is RG402 coax cable. And, I mean, this works great for me. I haven't had any problems with it, but at the same time, I know... God, we were just talking about him. Mine went blank. Now I'm going to have to look. Joshua Bartle. Man, my mind just went blank. Blank. Joshua Bartle just made a video talking about how it might not be a good idea because his transmitter module inside it did fry. And, he doesn't know exactly what fried it. He has some speculations. And I mean, the way I see it, anytime you mess with anything, anytime you touch anything or modify anything, you do risk. Cody Wallen reminded me, it's Josh, yeah. Yeah, you do risk damaging something. Now, mine has not fried. I am still using it just like that. I haven't had any problems, but I mean, it's always a possibility. So that's something you do have to consider. Now, the question of should you do the mod is, I mean, me personally, I was just fine with the range that I had before the mod. The only reason I did the mod is because Ray Steele stepped on my antenna and snapped it off. So instead of having just a dangling antenna, that's why I did the mod. But if there's nothing wrong with your antenna, then you might as well just leave it like that. I mean, unless you just want a little bit extra range, it's not much. Lord Scorpion 360, here's your shout out. That's awesome. I don't even know how you do that to, like, make my name highlighted in orange. I don't even. This is, like I said, this is the first time I've ever live streamed on this channel, my old channel, any channel. Let's see, what other questions are there? Is it worth it to get Fat Sharks or a high-end box goggle? I think once you get the high-end... Pepper FPV, my brother, asked, his name's 32 is acting up. What's my opinions? Shut up, man. I'm not answering that. So yeah, the high-end box goggles versus Fat Sharks. At that point, the only difference is really going to be just how it feels and the size of it. Because I do have a review coming up soon of some newer box style goggles that are about 85, 90 bucks. And they do come with the diversity receivers. They also have a built-in DVR. It comes with the battery that attaches on the back of your strap. And it has pretty much all the features that the Fat Shark goggles have for about $85, maybe $90. So yeah, at that point, the only difference is going to be just the size of it. Oh, that and the you can't swap the receivers out, but because it comes with diversity receivers, then I know you guys asked which ones am I talking about. They're on pre-order right now. I'm trying to find the email right now. Sorry, just give me 1 second. I am almost there. I hope you guys can't see my screen. Getting all my personal information. Man, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, so all right, here's another test for you guys. I want to see if you guys can see my screen now. Let me know if you can see this. But yeah, the Eachine VR-D2 Pro 5-inch, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I looked at a bunch of them, and I know you guys have been asking me what cheap set of goggles do I recommend, and I wanted to actually find a decent pair that I would recommend. I didn't just want to tell you, oh, well, they're all, the same or something like that. So, yeah, this is on pre-order. Once it releases and I get it, then, we'll check it out. But, yeah, it's got the diversity receivers and all kinds of good, cool stuff. All right, let's switch back and see if you guys could actually see that or not. It was... So you guys could see my screen, it was just blurry. That's what I'm getting. Lord Scorpion 360 says, do I play Xbox? I do own Xbox. I just haven't played in the longest time. The last game that I bought was Battlefield. What's the newest one called? Battlefield something. I played it like 3 times. I loved it. I just don't have the time. I really wish I did have the time because I used to play Xbox like every single day. I was addicted. Barnwell versus Blue Falcon SmackDown. No, I would never like go against Joshua Barnwell. I love his channel. I love his guy. He has a lot of him. He does more like software of the side of the hobby. I try to cover the hardware side of the hobby. So the hobby. I think we make a pretty good team. Battlefield 1, yes, that was it. I love Battlefield 1. Oh, I love all the Battlefields. I mean, I probably have like 10 billion hours put onto Battlefield 3. I have not seen the AMWay Commander goggles. I haven't checked those out yet. What's my gamer tag? It is, all right, y'all, write this down, guys. It's 5 L's, like L, 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 then JC, and then 5 more L's. So 5 L's, JC, 5 L's. And that's my gamer tag. So all of you feel free to add me. Like I said, I rarely get on Xbox, but whenever the next time I do, I'll accept all your friend requests. I've got Michael K from Sydney, Australia. Awesome. Yes, G Nice typed in my name exactly right. 5 L's, JC, 5 L's. That is correct. FPV is a real life video game. I think that's why I try to fly as much as I can. But that's also how I got so good. Speaking of, since we got some questions about simulators and starting off flying and all that, when I started flying, I never used a simulator. But what I did have was Battlefield from Xbox. So just between flying the helicopters on Battlefield 3 and Battlefield, what was the one after that? Was it just Battlefield 4? I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, but flying the helicopters on both of those battlefields, that is what gave me the practice I needed to start off flying multi-rotor. So I never even touched a simulator until I was in this hobby for like a year or more. But for that reason, that's also why I use the Turn-G Evolution, just because going back to my Battlefield days and flying those helicopters, which is how I learned to fly multi-rotors. This is why this feels so natural for me. And that's why I do twice as good with this than I do with my transmitters. So if you don't want, sorry, if you don't want to download any simulators, then just play Battlefield. It's close enough. Does Banggood have fast shipping and how many days? I don't know where you live. It depends on where you live. I know for me in the United States, in South Carolina, depending on which warehouse it comes from, it usually takes like 2 weeks on average. But they do have a U.S. warehouse too, so that takes like 4 days. I've anonymous FPV asked, do I fly with thumbs or pinching? I fly with thumbs. Like I said, that's why I use the Evolution, and that's also why I use these 3D printed little thumb things, because I just hold it like that. Works great for me. I know a lot of guys pinch, and like a lot of the famous guys pinch. I've tried it, and every now and then I go back to trying it, but I just can't. My brain does not want to work that way. My brain can't handle it. It starts having a meltdown. Yeah, I can't. David Down says he can't get the pinching down. I can't either. Like I said, my brain just doesn't work that way. The guy who likes FNAF and stuff asked, do I like dogs or cats? I like all animals, really. I mean, if I had to pick one, I guess dogs. What's my thoughts on Spectrum? They're good products. I've never owned a Spectrum just because I've had the Tyrannus X9D for so long, and there's really no reason for me to go to Spectrum. Um, so yeah, I mean, but they're good products. I don't want to. I already own 3 different transmitters. I don't want more. Small block or big block? I think small blocks are. I mean, big blocks. You know, they can. I don't know. Technology has come so far nowadays in racing. You know, we're talking about automotive racing now, but in automotive racing, I mean, you can. There's guys pushing 2,500 horsepower out of small blocks. So, I mean, but there's nothing wrong with big blocks either. I mean, I got a 408 small block, so, and I mean, I'm making, you know, probably 550 horsepower all motor. Turbos. I do plan on twin turboing my Trans Am one day. One day when I get enough money. The Shuriken quads, uh, I think they're good, you know, frames too. Like I said, I've never used them, so I can't say too much about them. But I mean, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't want to try them. This just turned into another language. Yeah, maybe on my other channel we'll just talk about cars. If you you guys want to do that, we'll just talk about race cars all day. Riku 1050 asks, "What do I do for a full-time job?" Uh, and this is a question that I've received a lot. You guys asked, you know, how can I afford all this? Uh, Most of the stuff that I own, I purchased when I was in the army. I was in the army for 6 years, and the great thing, like, this is kind of hard for me to say because I want to say, yeah, join the army. It's great because you get so many benefits and everything, but at the same time, it sucks. Like, it sucks bad. It is horrible. But point is, I most of everything I own, I purchased when I was in the army, and when I got out of the army, well, I'm partially disabled because I was pushed out of a 2-story building, and I did land on my feet, but I landed on my feet, and it broke my feet. It broke both my feet, my left ankle, and both of my lower legs, and you know, and my spine is actually like curved, so I can't stand for more than 20 minutes at a time anymore. I actually do have a cane. I've never shown you guys. I try to leave the cane out of the videos, but I do have a cane. But I'm getting partial disability from that. The other thing is, if you do at least, it's either 2 or 3 years in the Army, when you get out, they give you the 9/11 bill, and then you can go to college. And it pays for your college, it pays for your tuition and, you know, book fees and all this other stuff. But they also give you BAH, which is housing allowance, and that depends on where you live. And for me and my zip code, it's about $1,400 a month. And then on top of that, if you apply for the FAFSA and everything else, then you actually get a refund. So basically, I don't pay a dime for school. They're giving me $1,500 or $1,400 a month just for going. They pay me just to go to school. Then I get like it's about a $500 refund check. Plus, I do a bunch of side work. You know, I used to be a mechanic. I can't go. I would be a mechanic right now if I wasn't disabled. Like I said, I can't stand, but I do side jobs, mechanic side jobs. Also repair other drones here for guys, not just homemade drones, but like DJI Phantoms and stuff like that. I'll do repairs on those. Yeah, that's pretty much how I make a living. I'm just a poor college student. You guys don't thank me for my service. I enjoyed it. I'd go back if I could. Man, I loved it. I mean, it sucked, but I loved it. uh, and I am in school for electrical engineering. No, I don't sell drugs. I appreciate it very much, White Spy. Hell yeah. Thank you very much. I am 28 years old. Ramen noodles or a drone frame? Ramen noodles from David Downs. That is exactly correct. I eat ramen noodles. I eat hot pockets. I get the boxes of like bagel bites. That's pretty much what I live on, just to buy more drone parts. That is exactly right. I have not tried the Infinity batteries from Banggood. I mean, I haven't heard anything bad about them, but I haven't heard anything good about them either. I haven't tried them. Anthony Caruso can't says he can't wait to build his first quad. That is awesome. We need more people in this hobby because the more people we have in this hobby, uh, the more voice we have, and the bigger voice we have, the more we can speak up against all these ridiculous laws that are coming around nowadays. So we need more people. There's a sandwich in every beer from Conasty. I found it. Am I sponsored by a company? No. I've had companies send me parts to do reviews on, but I'm not sponsored by anybody. I do not have Instagram. I used to have Instagram, but I don't know. Maybe it's still there. I just haven't used it. Granassi, you should start a live stream because you just stole this one. That's awesome, though. Hell yeah. I appreciate it. Can I show my room? Yeah. I already did once in this live stream, but I'll do it again. So it's kind of embarrassing. Here's where I had to put my quads because I ran out of room. This is where I keep some stuff. My 3D printer, my airplane, all my books for school, and I pretty much sleep. My bed's a mess right now. But yeah, that's where I sleep. Half my bed I sleep in. The other half belongs to my drones and parts. Karnasi says, "Oh, a beer will fill me up like a sandwich, calorie-wise." That is correct, and that's probably why I drink so much, because I stay hungry. I do not have a website for my drone repairs. I don't repair drones. Like I'm not like promoting this or anything. It's just something that I do like locally. I hate the post office. That's what you guys. Oh, the blue play button. Oh yeah, no, I just made this. That was actually supposed to be a surprise. I totally made this. Well, it's not done yet. See, we're gonna put some glass on top like this. Because you know what? Screw those guys that have 100,000 subscribers or more getting gold play buttons. You don't need no 100,000 subscribers. All you need is a 3D printer, some spray paint, and a printer. And there you go. There's your play button right there. You guys like that? So yeah, yeah, that was going to be part of the next video. It was going to be a surprise, but Karnasi says he's going to do a live stream soon, only because I said so. Don't do it because I said so. Do it because everyone else wants you to. I mean, hell, I'll be watching that live stream. Live stream. I'll make you one of these play buttons. You know, I only spent like 2 hours on this thing, including the drive to Walmart. That was actually like a it had a picture. It had a picture on the inside of it. It was like a beach or something, a beach or a house. I can't remember what was on the inside. I just ripped it out. Yeah, I did blue on purpose. It's instead of a gold or silver or platinum, it's going to be the project blue color. Do I recommend prepping carbon fiber? Uh, I can't. I don't even. I don't even know how to reply to that one. I don't prep my carbon fiber. I'm not really sure what the question is. Do I like the Asgard flight controller? Uh, I, the way like I said before, I'm not a fan of 4-in-1 ESCs. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I don't use 4-in-1 ESCs because if one ESC goes bad, then you're not just throwing away one bad one. You're throwing away 3 good ones. I understand the concept of it and all that. I personally I haven't had good luck. Yes, the Asgard. But yeah, that guy who likes FNAF and NAF came just to say poop. All right, take it easy, Nasty. I'll see you around. Jordan Rody put me on their 60-inch TV. That's awesome. How often do ESCs die? Uh, it all depends. I mean, this week I've gone through like 2, yeah, 2 just this week. But I probably fly more than the average person does. So I really can't say. I mean, sometimes they just fry on their own. Sometimes they go bad when you smash into a rock or a tree. It all depends on where you fly and stuff like that. What kills them? Smashing into things, rocks, trees. I've had theories that the more humid it is, that might affect it, but that's just a theory. I can't confirm it yet. I'm still like trying that one out. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that can kill ESCs, but especially like bad tunes, like bad PIDs. You can kill an ESC that way. Can you mix and match ESCs? I've never tried it, but you know what? That is a really good idea. So I'll do that. I will mix and match some ESCs and then go out flying and make a video on it. So thanks for the idea. We'll definitely try it out. Theoretically, I mean, theoretically it wouldn't matter, but I know something's going to matter. It's going to come down to something making it not work. Did I watch UAV Future's recent video on building a competitive quad for $100 and my thoughts on the parts? I did watch that video actually, and I thought it was, a pretty good build. I mean, for $100, yeah, it was a good build. I mean, I can't remember what the exact parts he used off the top of my head. I just remember thinking that I wouldn't use that tiny little camera. I actually have one. I got a bunch of those cameras. I use them on my micro quads, but I wouldn't use that tiny camera. Other than that, yeah, it was a really good build for $100. Brian Borders says, I think JC manscapes. Dare Brown says he had a Wizard 220 and it was a shitstorm for him. I mean, those quads you can just buy pre-built. I mean, they'll get you going. Just when something fries, you just learn how to replace it. Do I think it's possible to build a legit micro freestyle quad? I think it is possible, but uh, I mean, first off, yeah, it would have to be a brushless build, and I would think it would have to be at least 100 millimeters because at that point the wind would just affect it so much. But I have had some pretty, like the Hellbender 122, the little one. Um, yeah, that one does pretty good. I mean, but the thing is, if you are freestyling micro quads, you can't put an HD camera on it. So, I mean, if you're doing it just for fun, just pure fun, then yeah, it's a great idea. If you're doing it to like share your HD video with the rest of the world or your friends or whoever, then you can't really carry a like a HD camera on this. Do I respect men who drive hybrids? Yeah, I mean, I respect everybody. And in fact, I love people who do drive hybrids because my car gets probably 10 miles to the gallon. So thanks to them, I'm getting cheaper gas prices. Is that a forged 3D printer? I don't know. It's a Anycubic i3 Mega. I'm sure it's like a copy from someone else. From who I couldn't tell you, but I mean I like it. Works great. What is the trick to getting the MemOSD Micro to connect to the PC? Uh, I don't know. I mean, if you watch my videos, make sure you have all the correct settings and the drop-down boxes selected. How is it performing? I assume you mean the 3D printer. It's performing great. I mean, I just made this. I did not design this, by the way. This is, you can get this file off of Thingiverse, but it's a tiny whoop box. And I mean, I don't know how well you guys can see this quality, but it's pretty quality. So yeah, like I said, I mean, I got this printer off of Amazon for 450 bucks. I haven't had a single problem with it yet, other than that really annoying screeching sound when it starts. But I put oil on it, and the screeching went away. That's the only problem I've had. Yes, everything is blue around here. Ben says, yeah, this is pretty good quality. Yeah, it is. I mean, I really like this tiny whoop box. I know I just did a video talking about how I was putting all my tiny whoop stuff in this, but this is even smaller, so why not? Am I drunk? No. No, I need about 6 more. What kind of tools and multimeter do I use? Uh, I mean, I have all my tools from where I used to be a mechanic. Like, if I were to take you in my garage, I probably have, I don't know, $15,000 or $20,000 in tools. But for my drone stuff, if that's what you're asking, ooh, let me see if I can not spill this. So I use this set from Raymade RC, and I just, like, I'm not promoting this or anything. I'm just saying it's good tools, and I just like how I can leave it on my windowsill right here, because any size thing of anything, I can just reach over here, grab it, use it, and then put it back in that nice little holder. My face is getting red. My face is getting red because it's really hot in here. I don't want to like get up to turn the AC on because this is a live stream. Do I recommend WD-40 for lubing motors? or is there a better solution? They actually make like lubricant just for the bearings on your motors. I had some. I had some somewhere. Here, let me find it. All right, switching screens. So this is just the stuff that I use. Like I'm not promoting this. I'm not promoting this website. I'm just saying, if you want something to put on your motor bearings, then this is what I use. And you can get this from many different websites. What's my multimeter preferences? I really don't have any preferences. I have a bunch of multimeters, but the one that I have been using the longest and is the most reliable is just a Blue Point. I don't know if you've ever heard of that brand, but Blue Point. This is the most reliable one that I've used, and it's also my oldest one. Well, not old, yeah, it is my oldest. I had some that were older, but they stopped working. This one's been going for like, I don't know, I've had this one about 8 years now. Nathan Atkins, when I fly the rifle motors, do mine make a screeching noise at full throttle, or is his just special? Mine don't make a screeching noise. That there might be something inside of the motor or something. Someone said, "What's up, UAV Futures?" Is UAV Futures in here? I love that channel. Yeah, there's more people saying, Stu! How does he say it? Let me think. I can't remember it. What's going on, everybody? UAV Futures here. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I can't remember his intro by heart, or else I would do it. Do I still have my Firebird? Yep, still have it. I'm driving it every day because my wife stole my car, my real car. Am I going to build the flight test Gremlin quad? I haven't seen that yet. I'm going to have to check it out. Oh, yeah. Good day! Stu here from UAV Future. I can't keep a straight face right now. I love his intro, though. It brightens my day. Anytime I'm having a bad day, the first thing I do is watch one of his videos, and then I'm like, oh, okay. I'm better now. I'm having a good day. Good day! I gotta get my voice higher and drag it longer. I can't. Oh, UAV Future says he's going to stop, or he stopped in to check it out. He's going to check it out later, and he loves the work. Thank you. I love your work, Stu. I love your channel. Like I said, your channel just brightens my day. Ben says, step 1, watch UAV futures. Step 2, max out credit card and make good. That's pretty much how this hobby works. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Any last questions? I'll do another 15 minutes and then I'll wrap this up. So can any ESC go with any motor? Yes and no. You obviously you want to size your ESC to your build. You want to go too small or too big. Too small and you won't get the power you want. Too big and it's not going to be as efficient. Do I know why any PABs don't include a suitable size capacitor? I don't. I mean, you would think somebody would have done it by now, but no one has. But that is a good idea. I mean, if someone were smart, they would start adding in some pretty large capacitors. Best battery straps, Velcro on batteries. I try to stick with vinyl straps. Vinyl, it not only is it stronger, but just the backside also helps stick to the battery. Now they do make some battery straps with the silicone woven into the strap. They're kind of expensive, so I don't use those, but I mean it's probably the best option. Where did I get my capacitors? I bought like a really big bag in bulk off of Amazon one day, like a very long time ago. I think it came with like 100 capacitors, and yeah. 32-bit ESC thoughts. I actually have some on pre-order. The only place that I am aware of is myairbot.com. They have some for sale right now, and I ordered mine like 2 weeks ago. I'm still waiting on them to come in, but once they get in, we'll have some videos on the BL Heli 32 ESCs. As if D-Shot weren't new enough. They had to give us more. Is there a really good website to help newbies program various flight controllers besides YouTube? I would say, what's that guy's name? Someone help me out here. He has a YouTube channel, but he mostly sticks to the websites. Yeah, I can't think of his name. Hopefully someone says it in the comments. If someone says it, then I'll know what they're talking about. Oscar Lang, yes, that is it. Go to Oscar Lang. I don't know if it's .com or something like that, but if you are looking for information, but that's not on YouTube in a website format to where you can just read it, Oscar Lang. That's a really good one. Ben says he's about to apply power to his new build. I wish you luck. Good luck. Don't fry anything. Please answer, do I like my dog? Yes, I like your dog. I like your dog a lot. It's a very yellow dog. Yeah, Ben, you should either make a smoke stopper or check it with a multimeter. Run a continuity test. It's probably too late. He's probably plugged his battery in by now. Would I recommend a real Pixhawk for autonomous build, specifically the 2.1 cube? I really can't say. I mean, I've looked into all those products, but for like autonomous flights, I've just been using iNav. I'm sure the stuff works great. I just, like, along with all these questions I get on other frames, I can't really give you a direct answer because I haven't tried it. But I haven't seen anything bad about it, so I don't see why not. Wow, it's going really fast. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up. Have I ever tried 69 cameras? I use Foxeer and love it with my Fat Sharks. I actually have a review for the Monster V2 from Foxeer on... Oh, here it is, right here. Yeah. I was actually going to edit the video that I made today with this camera, but instead I decided to do this, so you guys will get this video tomorrow. I mean, I really like the camera. That's all I'll say for now. It's a good camera. Frames that can change shape on the transmitter? I'm not sure. You see me drink beer but not vaping. I try to avoid vaping in front of people. I really do. Like, I refuse to vape in front of kids. But I don't know. I guess I'm like not thinking about it here, and I'm doing the same thing. Just subconsciously not vaping in front of people. Does my Cricut run hot? Yeah. I mean, not hot, but I mean, it gets warm. That's all video transmitters. They all get warm. Can you match 2204 with 2206 motors? I wouldn't. I mean, we were just talking about earlier, questions about mix matching ESCs. I wouldn't think that would work, but I don't want to say no, it won't without testing it. And we will be making a video testing it out to see if it does work. But motors, I'm like 90% sure that won't work. I mean, it probably will work, but not work well. Hellbender 204 or the Strix, and I assume you mean the Octo 10. I prefer the Octo 10 just because it's a little bit lighter, and it also comes with the HD camera mount, where I had to 3D print my own camera mounts for the Hellbender. Do I have nicotine in my vape? Yep, I do. A lot. A lot. It's like 1/4 nicotine. Mix match the arms on my 5. I assume you mean 5-inch and 7-inch arms on the Valorum. I personally, I'm not going to. It's something you could try, but I don't know. You know what? We'll make a video on that too. Why not? While we're mixing matching ESCs and motors and everything else, let's go ahead and try it. So we'll do it. Just for science. Just see what happens. Do I ever black box? Rarely. It's only to find when I'm tuning filters. But I don't use it to tune my PIDs. I don't use it to tune anything else. I only use it for tuning filters, and that's about it. But we're going to talk about that. Like I said, we will have some PID tuning videos coming up to go along with the multi-rotor build video series. And now he's plugging in his battery. Alternative to rifle motors for people who can't get the rifle in their country. Great question. I meant to bring you guys a review for the DYS Race Edition motors, which are these gold motors. And you can actually get this. Like I said, 55% of this channel is not in the United States. So I do try to cover some parts on Banggood, even though I personally don't use Banggood, but I do try to use some of their parts and bring you reviews. You can get these on Banggood, and they're about $15 each. They have the steel shaft, just like the rifle motors. They use the same bearing as the rifle motors, and you can get them in 2300 or 2600 kV, I believe. So I mean, I've noticed that the power isn't quite as good as the rifle motors, but these are a cheap alternative. And I've tried a bunch of different motors, and there are some motors that I probably wouldn't recommend, but I do recommend these. These are pretty decent motors. Yeah, that's what they're called. The SE 2205, and you can get them in 2300 and either 2550 or 2600 kV. Also, like that they don't use the wires. We're turning this into a motor review right now. They don't come with wires like soldered into the motor. It comes with pads, and you actually solder your own wires from the motor to the ESC. So I kind of like that just because I'm always mix and matching ES, or like changing out ESC stuff like that. So you never have to worry about your wires ever getting too short. So I thought it was pretty cool. Pepper FPV, like I said, that's my brother. He says he's going to have the 7-inch build coming soon. You guys that did watch my Valorum frame review, well, if you didn't, you can watch it. He was in that video and he did the 7-inch arms, and he used like the completely wrong props, and the ESCs are probably too small too. But even with the like weird props and everything, I mean, it flew really good. But he's redoing it. This is going to be like 7-inch 2.0 coming soon. Are those motors better than the Emax red bottoms? I assume you're talking about the DYS motors. I can't really say because I've never used the red bottoms. My brother, Pepper FPV, he does use the red bottoms. I don't think, do the red bottoms have steel shafts? Because that would be a no-go for me. I don't know. I have to have a steel shaft in a motor. I'm so sick of using aluminum. But I know the red bottoms are good motors just because, him and my buddy Ray, they both use red bottoms and they work great. So do I use a custom motor mix from a Hellbender? I do. In fact, I made a video on custom motor mixing, and I even used a Hellbender for that video. So if you do have a Hellbender, then you can just watch that video, and you don't even have to measure out what you need for the custom motor mix. You can just copy my settings. What's up, Jeffrey A? Project Blue Steel. What was that, from Zoolander? I can't remember the blue steel face. I can't do it. You want to make a 400mm screamer, what motors and frames should you go for? I've never used a 400mm frame. I mean, not for like racing or anything. I got this big behemoth here. But this is a GPS build, and these motors are actually too fast. So if you want some motors, I'm using the T motor 2212. These are 780 kV, but I mean that would probably do the job because those are too fast for my GPS build. Compensating. Yeah, it's a Turret 680. I haven't finished it yet. I mean, I've flown it, but it's not complete. Octu 10 weight. So this is with battery straps and everything. I'm also using the Cricket video transmitter, which is pretty heavy, and we're getting 362 grams. Oh shoot! And then my second one, got a different one right here. 362 grams on that one too, because they're both exactly alike. But like I said, I mean, if I were racing, I'd probably use lighter parts, because lighter parts, you know, I'd shoot for 250 grams, but for a freestyling build, I shoot for about 350 grams. Do I sell my quads when I get tired of them? No. I usually just reuse the parts. Like if I find a better frame that I like more, then I'll retire a frame, or you know, the parts from that frame, or you know what I mean. So I mean, I have more frames than this. This is the complete quads that I have. Seems. Sell them to the garbage can when they break. Yeah, yeah, that was pretty funny. I'll do that. Do I remember KK2 boards? Yes. Yeah, I do. And then that's back when the NAS 32 was like, you know, the best thing in the world. F3 versus F4 performance and feel. Like I said, as long as the F3 board has an SPI and instead of I2C, they're going to feel the same. That's why F3 boards aren't outdated just yet, unless you're trying to load them up with every single feature. But as long as you're just using, you know, basic stuff, it's going to be the same. What's my favorite flag controller right now? And I say right now because I know next month it's going to be something different, but right now it's the DYS F4. The Betaflight F3 is a good one too. The performance is going to be exactly the same. I just prefer the DYS F4 because it has the larger holes and the soft mounts built into it. That's the only reason. Other than that, they're both the same. Why not the ASCAR? Because like I said earlier, it has the ESCs built in. If one ESC goes bad, the entire thing is trash. That's a $90 trash. You know, like one piece of $90 that you're just throwing away if one ESC goes bad. Do I fly micros? Yeah. I just don't fly them on this channel. I try to keep this channel like geared more towards racing and freestyling builds. But do I know how to fix the ESCs on the ASCAR? Yes. Yeah, it's like I said, we will have some ESC repair videos coming up soon. I just want to finish this build series of videos first, and then we will get into, you know, going back to the normal routine of just, you know, repair videos and things like that. I do have some ESCs that we will be repairing. Do you get the OSD from the Betaflight F3 with the DYS F4? Yeah, they're both exactly the same on-screen displays. Exactly the same. Best frame to date? That's completely an opinion. I don't want to give you my... I mean, I can give you my opinion. I like the AUK 210, but I'm not going to say it's the best frame out there because I haven't tried every single frame out there. So that's kind of like a loaded question. Wait, hold on, let me scroll up. I saw something about ASCAR in public. Do wear the ASCAR in public. When I think about the Horus, I mean, I'm sure it's a great transmitter. It's from FreeSky, so you have nothing to worry about. I personally, I wouldn't. I mean, for my personal reasons, like I said, I'm a thumber. That's why I use the Evolution. So I rarely use the Taranis transmitters. And when I do, it's just for like GPS builds, airplanes, stuff like that. Grisco says the Betaflight F3s are having issues with the RAM VTX circuit and they're burning out left and right. I haven't tried it. Like I said, on all of these flight controllers where you get the option of powering your video transmitter and camera off the flight controller, I still don't. I power my VTX off the PDB. Well, in that case, you can't because it has PDB built in. So, you know what I'm saying. I try to avoid all that. Just power it right off the battery leads. As long as you have a video transmitter that can be powered with the full voltage of the battery. And once again, I use the Crickets because it has the 5-volt regulator built into it. And then that's what I use to power my camera. So I just avoid all of that crap by powering my VTX right off the battery leads. Ben says I'm the reason that he got the Evolution, got the Trans first, and it has great features, but shit to live with. Yeah, it is pretty big. I mean, nothing against it. It's a great transmitter. How come I don't do any GPS builds? I do GPS builds. I mean, like I said, I got this big one right here. And you might not realize it, but this one is also a GPS build. I don't have the GPS module on it right now. It mounts right there, and then I just plug it in. But other than that, well, I borrowed ESCs off of it. That's why I haven't been flying it. And I use iNav with the Betaflight F3, or Betaflight, the Omnibus F3 flight controller. Great GPS build. Is it easy to connect GPS to the Betaflight F3? I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I would have to look at the pinout and find. I'd have to find everything you need. I can't remember if it even comes with a barometer. Does it? Because I wouldn't use any flight controller that doesn't have a barometer. Oh, well, it says it supports every Betaflight feature, so it probably does have a barometer. Then yeah, I mean it'd probably be all right. Is iNav reliable for RTS? I mean, it's been reliable for me for everything. And they've been putting a lot of work in recently. Like, iNav used to be, you know, new, and because it was new, it was bad. But they've been working really hard on iNav lately. Okay, so the Betaflight F3 does not have a barometer. In that case, you would have to add in an external one if you do want at least all the GPS features, which I would recommend. I mean, if you are trying to do a GPS build, you want a barometer because that's without a barometer, you're not going to get half the features. ME says some people really like iNav and saying it's better than the NASA builds. I believe it. I mean, like I said, they've been working really hard on it recently. What camera am I using now? Which camera? I mean, this is just a like a webcam, and then what I normally use is this guy. But I mean, you would think a $1,500 camera, or not that much, probably, I don't know, $1,200 camera could do live streaming. Apparently not. I made WC O'Rourke 3 hate the NACE 32. Good. Have I ever used the DYS XS ESC? I have not. I have been eyeballing it. The only reason I went with the Racer Star V2s is because they were a little bit cheaper. But if the DYS had been even cheaper, I would have used that for this budget build in this series of videos I'm in the middle of. Tony says the DYS XS are great. I believe it. I mean, a lot of people give DYS hell and say that it's not a great company, but I disagree. I love DYS. I think they have great products. So I would have no problem using their ESCs. In fact, I used to use their ESCs back in the one-shot 125 days. I have, speaking of, the all-in-one ESC for the DYS F4 fly controller, like I said in those videos, they only had a 20 amp ESC, but they do now have a 30 amp ESC. Like a 4-in-1 all-in-one ESC that, you know, the fly controller clicks on top of. Am I swooning over the Runcam 3? I mean, it's a great camera. For the price, I'm not saying it's better than a GoPro, but for $100, it's the best $100 camera I've ever used. It's not as strong, not as durable, but you know, we'll have to test it, the test of time, to see how it performs. Because just on my very first crash, I already cracked it in 2 different places. All right, well, that's going to be it. I didn't realize this has been going on for an hour and 45 minutes. So I really appreciate it, guys. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to be making a video where I made my own play button, and you know, talking about where this channel is going, what my future plans are. And then after that, I will have my parts, the rest of the parts I need to finish this budget build video series. And yeah, we'll go from there and finish up that video series, and then we'll get into beta flight and PID tuning and all that good stuff. So I really do appreciate every single one of you for, you know, being part of this channel, and you know, making this a great channel. But all right, I see you guys still typing away, but I feel like I'm closing the door on you as you're still talking. I don't want to do that, but now when you think about it, that's probably how all live streams end. You know, you just gotta close the door. Now it's just going crazy. All right, well, I appreciate it, guys. Like I said, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and you know, we'll chit chat in the comment box on the next video. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Now I just gotta figure out how to stop it.